Kalu Rinpoche, a Tibetan Buddhist monk, said, "We live in illusion and the appearance of things. There is a reality. When you understand this, you see that you are nothing, and being nothing, you are everything. That is all." And so, once upon a time, "So you're back, my dear Rowena." The plastic surgeon walked up to receive Rowena Red into his plush office with his welcoming salesman smile. He had figured very long back that people were more worried about how they looked and not how they felt. He had converted that knowledge into a lucrative business of plastic surgery. The creme de la creme of Tinseltown made their temple, a temple where they found the elixir of everlasting youth under the surgeon's experienced scalpel. Rowena Red had been a heartthrob of millions when she lit up the movie screens throughout the world, but that was a while ago. Now, she was just a lonely woman battling her wrinkles in a huge mansion surrounded by dogs and security guards. "We cannot do another surgery. It is just not advisable. There's only that much the skin can take," the surgeon informed Rowena with a despondent look. Rowena sighed. She did not want to look the way she looked now. She wanted to look like she looked 5 years back, 10 years back. There was a searing silence in the office. It was not easy for the most beautiful girl in the world to accept that she would not be beautiful anymore. "There is one thing I can do for you," the surgeon sprang an idea. "There is a mirror I have experimented with and perfected. No matter how old you get, it will only reflect what you want it to reflect, the age you want it to reflect, and the mood that makes you look the best. It has a one-time setting on it. Unfortunately, once you set it, you cannot change it. But why would you want to change it, right?" The surgeon smiled like he was selling another product. Rowena was interested immediately. She never went out and almost never called anyone home. It could be a perfect fix for her problem. "How many mirrors can I buy?" she asked. "As many as you wish," the surgeon countered with glee. Rowena nodded and smiled slowly. A week later, all the mirrors in the house were changed to the special mirror that she had brought from the surgeon. They were set to the age of 35. It was closer to the truth, but not the truth entirely. But Rowena was absolutely delighted with this new mechanism. It worked perfectly for her. There was a self-destruct mechanism that came with the mirrors in case she wanted to shatter them and have the originals back. Rowena knew she would never need a mechanism like that ever. She would wake up in the morning to look at a young, smiling face in the mirror. It felt wonderful to see no pigmentation, no wrinkles. The mirror became her best friend. She could not stop looking at herself. She would change her clothes 5 times a day, and the mirror would reflect those clothes on a 35-year-old hourglass figure. It was what she wanted all her life. Everlasting youth. There were days when she felt unwell, days when she felt her hair was not falling right, days when she could not be bothered to wear makeup, and even those days turned delightful thanks to the mirror. On a bright summer morning, Rowena woke up to blurry vision in her right eye. She could feel a sty or an infection. She went to the mirror, but it showed a perfectly beautiful eye. Every mirror only showed her perfection. She had no idea how to check what was wrong with her eye. She walked to her car outside and checked her eye in the rearview mirror, but she forgot that she had them fixed as well. The only way was to go to the eye doctor, but then she did not know how she really looked. She could not see, only an idea of what she might look like. She had to risk it. Fortunately, the doctor did not even notice her clothes or how she looked. It was an infection, and all she needed was to put some eye drops and she would be fine. As the days went by, the infection got better, but Rowena's need to see her real self began to grow. Her reflection was beginning to get to her. Her reflection was like an ineffective advertisement smiling at her from a billboard, selling her a fantasy. She wanted to see her real self, sad self, lonely self, miserable self. But all she saw was a happy reflection. A young woman smiling at her in the clothes that she wore. She grew tired and restless, tired of being an unfeeling, unthinking person. Days passed and the restlessness grew into an urgent need to see her. She knew her hair was falling. She could see that on the pillow she could see herself getting frail and her clothes would not fit her. She could see that her hands were getting wrinkled, and she knew she had to make a choice. She had to make a choice between how she wanted to see herself and how she wanted the world to see her. It was not an easy choice. It kept her up at nights and hungry through the day. But finally, the choice was made. She opened the self-destruct box and, steeling herself, pressed on the button. At the terrific shattering noise, all the mirrors in the house came down. When she walked to the mirror frame nearest to her, she saw that there was a note from the surgeon. You are perfect in your imperfection. The joy of youth is in the fact that it is not everlasting. And then, neither is life.